The average person will lose $127,000 to used car purchases over their lifetime, more than they'll spend on their kids' college tuition. Your financial advisor won't tell you this, but the math is undeniable. Here's what the banks know that you don't. The April 20th, 10 rule says your car payment plus insurance can't exceed 10% of your gross monthly income. For a $28,000 used car, the median price right now, you need $120,000 a year to buy it safely. The median American household earns $74,000. That gap is not a rounding error. That's a wealth trap, and dealers know it. Let's talk about who actually gets caught in this. Meet a 28-year-old earning $65,000 a year. That's $5,417 a month before taxes. He needs reliable transportation, nothing fancy. A used sedan. Maybe a Honda Accord or Toyota Camry. He walks into a dealership thinking he's being responsible. He's buying used, not new. But here's what nobody talks about. I'll show you exactly why the math breaks down. This is for education, not financial advice. But the numbers here are real, and they will surprise you. The April 20th, 10 rule has 3 legs, 20% down, a loan term of 4 years or less, and total car costs under 10% of gross monthly income. Sounds clean. Sounds responsible. Let's see what it actually demands. Our 28-year-old earns $5,417 gross per month. 10% of that is $542. Your entire car budget, payment plus insurance. If insurance runs $180 a month, you have $362 left for the actual loan payment. At 7% APR over 48 months, that $362 monthly payment supports a loan of roughly $15,000. With 20% down, that's an $18,750 purchase price. But the median used car costs $28,000. There is a $9,250 gap between what the rule allows and what the market charges. Now let's talk about what dealers actually push. The average used car loan term is now 68 months, nearly 6 years on a depreciating asset. At 7% APR for a used vehicle in 2024, a $25,000 loan over 68 months drops your monthly payment to $426. But you pay $28,968 total. That's $3,968 in pure interest, gone, no asset, no return. The dealer made it look affordable by stretching the time. That is the trap. There's one detail that flips the whole argument. It has to do with how long used cars actually last. But first, the hidden costs nobody puts on the window sticker. When you finance a car, your lender requires full coverage insurance. That jump from liability only to full coverage typically costs $80 to $150 more per month. That's $960 a year. Over 5 years, that's $4,800 in extra insurance premiums you never see on the dealer's payment sheet. It only exists as a monthly withdrawal from your bank account. And then there's maintenance. A used car in the $25,000 to $28,000 range is typically 3 to 6 years old, past its manufacturer warranty. Tires, brakes, timing belts, sensors are all coming due. Advisors estimate $1,500 annually. Over 5 years, that's another $7,500. If you're keeping score, $3,968 in interest, $4,800 in extra insurance, $7,500 in maintenance. That's $16,268 in costs beyond the sticker price. A $25,000 car actually costs you $41,268 over 5 years. After 5 years, what is it worth? Roughly $8,000 to $10,000. Most people pick the financed car. I think that's a mistake. Wait until you see what the math says at the end. Now let me talk about the income gap in plain terms. If you're a salaried employee in your 30s earning between $55,000 and $75,000, this next part is specifically for you, because this is the exact income band where the used car trap hits hardest. You make too much to ignore the purchase, but too little to afford it safely. The rule was not written for your income bracket. It was written for people making $100,000 or more. Dealers know the majority of their customers are right in your zone, which is exactly why the average loan term stretched from 48 months to 68 months over the last decade. They made the monthly payment fit your budget. They did not make the car fit your wealth plan. Now here's the turning point. And this surprised me when I dug into the data. The April 20th, 10 rule was designed in the 1990s. Cars back then lasted an average of 8 years. The entire rule was built around a car that would be worthless before you hit year 9. Today's cars, even used ones, routinely last 15 years or more with basic maintenance. The average vehicle on U.S. roads right now is 12.6 years old. That changes everything. Because the real question is not income to price ratio. The real question is total cost of ownership versus your cash reserves. And opportunity cost. That's a completely different calculation, and it flips the entire decision framework. A 2010 Honda Civic with 110,000 miles costs $8,000 cash. It has a realistic remaining life of 5 to 7 years with proper care. Your total cost of ownership on that car, repairs, registration, insurance on a paid-off vehicle, might be $400 a month all in. No loan. No interest. A $25,000 financed used car, including all hidden costs, costs you $688 a month on average. That's a $288 monthly delta. Over 5 years, that is $17,280 in your pocket. Or out of it, depending on which path you choose. Here's the way out. The 20% of buyers who don't get crushed follow one of 3 strategies. Strategy 1, buy older outright. Target a vehicle in the $8,000 to $12,000 range that you can pay for in cash. Yes, it has more miles. Yes, it needs more attention. But the math is clean. The insurance is cheap and you owe nobody anything. Strategy 2, extend your current paid-off car. If you already own a car with no payment, even a tired one, a $2,000 to $3,000 strategic repair investment can buy you 3 to 4 additional years of ownership. That is the highest return on investment in personal transportation. Strategy 3, restructure the need. Move closer to work, use public transit, or carpool. Not viable for everyone, but those who pull it off often bank $500 to $700 a month immediately. Let's run the climax calculation. Our 28-year-old has a paid-off 2016 Honda Civic worth $6,000. It has 95,000 miles on it. The transmission needs work. The quote is $1,500. Option A, trade it in, finance a $28,000 used car. Take the $426 a month payment. Option B, spend $1,500 on the repair. Keep the car, invest the $426 a month instead. In option A, after 5 years, he has a car worth approximately $8,000 and roughly $3,000 left on the loan. Net car wealth, $5,000. In option B, after 5 years at a conservative 8% average market return, his $426 a month investment has grown to $31,447. His Honda is still running, worth maybe $3,000. Net position, $34,447. The difference between those 2 paths, same person, same income, same transportation need, is $29,447. Broke is a math problem. And this particular math problem has a $29,000 answer. That $29,447 figure isn't a projection. It's arithmetic. The compound is the only free lunch this story offers, and most people leave it on the table. So here's what you do on Monday. Pull a simple spreadsheet. For columns, monthly payment, insurance, maintenance estimate, and gas. Add them up. If that total exceeds 10% of your gross monthly income, you cannot afford that car under any rule written to protect your net worth. Your second move. Look at cars 5 to 7 years older than your current target. A 2018 model instead of a 2023. In most cases, the monthly nut drops by 40 to 50%. Same reliability window, dramatically different total cost. And your third move, if you already own a paid-off car, get a mechanic's inspection before you make any purchase decision. A $150 pre-purchase inspection on your current car might save you $30,000 in compounding opportunity cost. The math doesn't lie. Advisors called it a wealth killer, because the numbers prove it. And now you've seen exactly why. Now go build it. See you in the next breakdown.